Okay, so next we're going to make the relay shield box. And the relay shield box basically holds the relay shield and protects anybody from touching it because it carries high voltage. Just like we did with the other circuit box or breaker box, I've marked a relay port right there and a power in port right there. Okay, so this is the phase where we will create and close the relay shield box. Alright, so I've marked on the relay shield box 2 ports that need to be opened, the power and the actual relay current lines coming out of this one. I'm going to go outside and use the crowbar to bust these holes out, and I'll be back. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to run the Cat3 cable with the 4 cords that we've isolated into these 4 on the relay shield, D0 through D3. That'll give this cable a remote control direct input without having to go through the header pins on the bottom. So I'm going to feed them through the front, up in the back. I'm going to hit them with solder and then clip them off. Now we have a signal line going out that we can run into our Arduino. This is going to be the relay setup. So what I'm going to do is take these 4 cables that are the relay signals, and I'm going to plug them into the pins that we set up to be the 30 through 36 even that control the relays. Basically the on-off switches. Okay, so now I've set up my proto board with my LEDs to check and see if the relay bus that we just set up works. I'm going to go back to the controller, turn everything off, and that seems to be rolling. And then I'm going to turn everything on and see if we can get a signal. Okay, so the relay's turned on, I heard them click, and then the LEDs turn on, their signal LEDs. So it looks like the bus is working nice. Alright. Okay, so now that the 4 relay lines are in place, we're going to run the other 2 cables in the Cat5 6 into the VN 9-volt entrance to run the relays. So pretty much they just have a little screw on top. You just pull them out a little bit. Put these in there. Once they're in place, you can ratchet them down. Once they feel kind of firm, set them a little bit. Do the same thing for the other one. Okay, so that's pretty much the wiring of the relay shield. You have your power over here and your 4 relay controls right here running through a Cat3 cable, and this is yard grade Cat3 cable. Alright. Okay, in this step we're going to actually put 2 screws into the heavy router right here, heavy current router. And then we're going to leave the other 2 screws for longer screws that will go down through to sandwich this plate on top, or this circuit breaker on top, and this is going to be the relay shield box. So on this side of these 2 boxes we have the relay outs from the currents, and then into this box where they're going to be attached into the relays. Alright, So I'm gonna mount this one with 2 small screws. Okay, so I've attached the heavy current router right here with a couple of screws in these 2 corners. And that's gonna chill there. Okay, so I have the relay shield here stacked on top of the high voltage router, and I'm going to pull the lines out of the relay lines out of the router and into the actual relay box so that I can mount them. When they go through, they sometimes get all flared up. So you gotta retwist them. Okay, so now they're retwisted, and basically this is going to be I need to route them all into these green terminals, bolt them down, make sure that they have space to fit and they're comfortable on the outside over here as well. And then I'm going to secure the box. Theoretically, I didn't have long enough screws, and so with longer screws, it can be bolted down at this spot. Okay, so let's see. You'll need a little screwdriver to deal with these things because they're kind of fidgety. You want to close all the ones labeled NC because NC means normally closed. We're going to use the side that's the COM in the middle, communications, and then the naturally open, which means the circuit with no electricity through it is not going to be connected. So each terminal corresponds to a relay. This is one, these 2 right here are for the power coming in. This is a bank, these 3 are a bank, those 3 are a bank, and those 3 are a bank. So there's 4 banks of 3. Each bank has a normally closed, which we will not use. The COM is one that we will use coming in off the relays of each signal, and then the normally open is the other one that we'll link in. When the relay fires, it'll connect those 2 for that bank. Alright, so these are the lines ran in from the current router, heavy current router, up into the port of the relay shield box and fueling the relays right there. That was actually pretty tough to get in there like that. There's probably a much better way to do that. But, okay, so that's how it's lined up, and the signals, the 6 signals for VN, Vout, or VN and ground, and then the 4 different signals to control the relay will come out of here and into the Arduino box. Okay, so the stack of breaker boxes is done. These are going to go into the power strip. We have our relays routed. This will go into the power strip. This is how the relays will be controlled with the Arduino.